Hello everyone, I welcome all of you in today's lecture. Today we will see the formation of carbon-carbon double bond in organic chemistry. So in this series, first of all we will see the beta elimination reactions. First of all, I will tell you that I am Nitin Sharma, CSIR NET qualified in chemistry with All India rank 15 and currently doing my PhD in IIT Kanpur in organic synthesis. So elimination based organic synthesis, I have categorized this topic in two parts. The first part is the advanced reaction mechanism based on elimination, in which I will cover E1 elimination, E2 elimination, E1CB elimination, EI elimination, which is internal elimination or scene elimination. The advanced reaction mechanism means I will explain the reaction mechanism of elimination reaction by MOT in organic chemistry. And the second part is the application of elimination in organic synthesis, in which we will see the elimination related reagents used in organic synthesis and elimination related name reaction in organic synthesis. So first of all, what is beta elimination? So today's topic is beta elimination. What is beta elimination? Okay, suppose I have a carbon in my molecule and we have a leaving group on that carbon, and to this carbon which have the leaving group we have adjacent carbon and we have a hydrogen on that carbon. Since with respect to this leaving group this carbon is alpha and this is beta, and the hydrogen present on this beta carbon is known as beta hydrogen with respect to this X leaving group. So X is our leaving group and this is our beta hydrogen. Suppose we have a nucleophile which I am denoting here by Y negative. Now this nucleophile, if directly attack on the carbon having the leaving group and leaving group leaves from here, then in that case we call them the nucleophilic reactions or SN reactions, which are of further SN1 and SN2 type. You already studied them in your previous classes. So if nucleophile directly attacking on the carbon having the leaving group, that is known as the nucleophilic substitution reaction. But if that nucleophile if attack not directly on the carbon having leaving group but instead attack on the beta hydrogen to this leaving group, and if we directly attack on the beta hydrogen, then these electrons move here and leaving group leaves from here and we get a C double bond C product, and this is called elimination reaction. So in this case this nucleophile is attacking on the beta hydrogen, therefore we call it as a base because it is abstracting a proton from this site, and this bonding this electron of this CH bond will move here. So the nucleophile so the nucleophile if directly attack on the carbon having the leaving group, then we call them as nucleophilic substitution reaction, and in that case we called this Y negative as nucleophile. But when this nucleophile attack on the beta hydrogen with respect to leaving group and we get a elimination product or a alkene product, then in that case we called it as a beta elimination, and this nucleophile is known as base because it is abstracting a proton from the our molecule. Now this is the simple um, talk about the elimination. But what about the advanced mechanism of this elimination reaction? I will tell you by MOT diagram. So what happened here, suppose we X is a leaving group. If X is a leaving group, that means it has more electronegativity as compared to carbon, and we have a delta negative charge on this side and delta positive at this side. Okay, so this carbon is delta positive in this CX bond and this X is a more electronegative as compared to carbon and it has a delta negative charge. So this is the bonding orbital of the CX bond, and corresponding anti-bonding will lie towards carbon, and this is the anti-bonding of the CX bond. So this is the bonding orbital of CX bond and this corresponding sigma star of CX bond. This is the anti-bonding because carbon have more electropositivity, more electropositive as compared to X. Therefore, the anti-bonding orbital lies toward the carbon. Similarly, in this bond, this is the bonding orbital of CH bond, sigma CH, and because hydrogen have more electropositive character as compared to carbon, and in this bond CH, in this CH bond, carbon have delta negative charge and hydrogen have delta positive charge. Therefore, its anti-bonding orbital lies toward hydrogen, and this is the sigma star CH. Okay, so when a nucleophile or a base come, so we are only talking about beta elimination here. So if a base come, it will first donates its electron in the anti-bonding orbital of this CH bond, and as it donates its electron in the anti-bonding of CH, the bonding orbital of the CH bond moves or donated into the anti-bonding orbital of the CX bond. Okay, as soon as this bonding orbital of CH bond donated into the anti-bonding of the CX bond, the CX bond get repelled and a leaving group leaves from here. So this is the whole mechanism from the MOT point of view. Since this is our base and donating its electron, so HOMO of this nucleophile is interacting with the LUMO of this electrophile. Okay, see, I have written, so this is the, I have made these slides using my notes. So I have written here that nucleophilic substitution reaction at beta hydrogen with respect to leaving group, and this is called double substitution. Why it is called double substitution? Because see, first this base donates its electron in the antibonding of CH, and then this bonding CH will donating into the sigma star of CX or anti-bonding of this CX bond. So in this way, there are two substitution taking place in one elimination reaction. So it is called double substitution. And here also the overall reaction depending on this X leaving group. Therefore, see, I have written here, if Y negative, our nucleophile or our base donates electron entry in the anti-bonding of CH orbital, then CH bonding orbital interact with the anti-bonding of CX, resulting CX gets repelled. In the overall reaction, there are two time substitution, one at beta hydrogen, second one at the carbon having the leaving group, and that's why this is called double substitution, and this is elimination reaction. So in this way, here we get a C double bond C product and elimination. This is elimination reaction. Okay, now we have the question that which nucleophile will directly attack on the carbon having the leaving group and which will attack on the beta hydrogen. So this is the main question, which will act as a nucleophile or which will act as a base. Now I have written here different type of nucleophiles. So I have categorized the different type of nucleophiles in the way that their negative charge in which orbital. Suppose this is a iodine ion, and we have negative charge on iodine. So this this negative charge of the iodine resides in the 5p atomic orbital, and similarly in bromine, the negative charge resides in the 4p atomic orbital. Similarly in hydride ion, the negative charge it is in the 1s atomic orbital of its. Similarly, suppose we have 2p, so I have categorized the nucleophile in this way. This is, I denoted them as 5p, 4p, 3p. Similarly, in 2p nucleophiles, the negative charge on the nucleophiles resides in the 2p atomic orbitals. See, the oxygen, nitrogen, and in Grignard reagent, carbon have the negative charge. All these have their negative charge in 2p atomic orbital. Okay. Also, one thing to notice here that the HOMO of this 5p nucleophile is much higher energy as compared to the HOMO of this 1s nucleophile. Okay, and one thing that we are seeing, so a reaction to be occur, we have to see two things. First, the HOMO-LUMO interaction, and second is the electrostatic interaction between the molecules. Electrostatic interaction. So first of all, we will talk about the HOMO-LUMO. So I have already told you that the 5p type nucleophiles have more higher energy HOMO as compared to 1s type nucleophiles. And the LUMO, we have two LUMO in our substrate. The one is the LUMO which is sigma star CH, and the second LUMO is this sigma star CX. So the LUMO which is of low energy will easily will get the electron from the HOMO of the nucleophile. So from the comparison, I have drawn a MOT something MOT like diagram here. See, I have written that 5p nucleophile have its HOMO very higher energy in energy, and 1s type nucleophiles have their HOMO of very low energy. And also see from here that the LUMO of this sigma star CH is of higher energy as compared to LUMO of this sigma star CX. Therefore, it is easy for the 5p type nucleophile to donate its electron in the sigma star CX, similarly for 4p and 3p. Okay, but the second thing, from the HOMO-LUMO interaction, we see that all the nucleophiles try to donate their electron in the sigma low lying sigma star CX. Why they will donate in sigma CH? Because it is of why it is of higher energy. So no one wants to donate in the LUMO of the sigma star CH. But there is another case. The second thing is electrostatic interaction. What that means is, okay, sorry, I have lost my recording in between. I don't know why. So I am recording this again. So the second factor, the first factor I have already explained you, the HOMO-LUMO interaction. Okay, and the second factor is the electrostatic interaction. Electrostatic interaction. In this electrostatic interaction, we see the surface charge density, that is equal to sigma is equal to q by a. Q means the charge upon the area. Charge, we see that in all the nucleophiles the charge is -1, and we see this from the size. We know that the iodine is very big size and hydride is very small size as compared to iodine. Therefore, this one negative charge will spread over this very big area of the iodine. On the other hand, in hydride ion, this singly negative charge will spread only this much of area. Therefore, from this point, as the area increase, the sigma decrease or the surface charge density decrease, and electrostatic interaction also decrease. From the point of electrostatic interaction, we can say that the hydrine ion is the best nucleophile and iodine is the weak. And from the HOMO-LUMO interaction, we can say that the iodine is the best nucleophile and hydride ion is the poor nucleophile. So therefore, when so in both the case from lower to upper side, we see that one is increasing, the HOMO-LUMO interaction is increasing, and one is decreasing, the electrostatic interaction is decreasing. So okay, so from here we see that in case of a nucleophilic reaction at saturated carbon, HOMO-LUMO interaction is more dominating. So suppose I have drawn, again I will draw here, and we have X leaving group. So when a nucleophile attacking on this directly on this carbon having the leaving group, then the HOMO-LUMO interaction are more dominating. But if it acting as a base and attacking on the beta hydrogen, in that case beta hydrogen dominate interaction are electrostatic. So it is more dominating interaction is the electrostatic. Now you will learn one thing, that the nucleophile which have their negative charge in 1s atomic orbital always abstract H, which that means they will always act as a base, or they will directly attack on beta hydrogen. They will not directly attack on the carbon having leaving group. Okay, so see here I have written that the 5p type nucleophile, 4p, 3p will always attack on the sigma star CX. That means they will directly attack on the carbon having the leaving group. On the other hand, the nucleophile of 1s type, that means hydride ion, will never attack on the carbon having the leaving group. It always attack on the beta hydrogen and show the elimination product. Okay, now the 2p type nucleophiles, the nucleophiles having their negative charge in 2p atomic orbital, they will attack on the directly on the carbon having the leaving group, or they can also attack on the beta hydrogen. So they can show nucleophilic substitution reaction as well as the elimination reaction. But there is a case, they will show the elimination reaction. They will only attack on this beta hydrogen only if there is a mention of temperature or heat in the reaction. So if there is a arrow in the reaction, if there is a heat mention or a temperature mention in the reaction, then the elimination product will be favored. Or a basic solvent is mentioned on the arrow, means we are doing the reaction in a basic solvent. In that case also this will attack on the beta hydrogen. Or if the 2p type nucleophile is very bulky, then also it will attack on the beta hydrogen instead of the carbon having the leaving group. Only in three factors. So I am this three factors. So if we have a 2p type nucleophile and these three factors, then this will show a elimination reaction. And if these three factors are not given, then this 2p type nucleophile will directly attack on the carbon on the carbon having the leaving group and show SN reaction. Okay, now we know that we have nucleophilic substitution reaction. So in nucleophilic substitution reaction, the nucleophile either attack on the either donates its electron in the sigma star CX, in which it show the nucleophilic substitution reaction, or attack or donates its electron in the beta hydrogen, donates its electron in the sigma star CH, or attack on the beta hydrogen and show a elimination reaction. In both the cases we have Y negative, Y negative. Okay, at in saturated carbon case, it will attack on the carbon and does not abstract a proton from the molecule, and that's why this is called non-basic nucleophile, or directly we call them as nucleophile, because they are showing SN reaction in that case. But if attack on the beta hydrogen, they will abstract a proton from there, and they will abstract a proton from there, and they are then, because they are abstracting a proton, then they are called basic nucleophile, or directly we call them as base. They called as base. So the 1s type nucleophile are best base, and 5p and 4p type nucleophiles are the best nucleophiles. Also, the elimination product is called thermodynamic product, and it is a completely thermodynamic concept, because we are getting more stable product in this case, more stable C double bond C product. But in case of nucleophilic substitution reaction, we call them as nucleokinetic product, and it is a kinetic concept, and we get less stable product. Also, from the MOT diagram, you know that sigma star CH is here and sigma star CX is here, and our suppose our electrons of the nucleophiles are here and HOMO is here. So if we have more energy in our reaction mixture, then it can easily reach to this product and will easily overlap the EA, or activation energy required to get this more stable product, alkene product, and donates its electron in the sigma Cs. Therefore it is called thermodynamic product. On the other hand, if it is the HOMO electrons, we have do not more energy in our reaction mixture, and it can only overcome to the EA required, or activation energy required for the product forming by directly attacking on the CX, then it is called, that's why it is called kinetic product. And also see example here. Suppose we have iodine ion, bromine ion, chlorine ion, and hydroxide anion. So from these anions, we know that the nucleophilicity order will be of the order like this, because iodine have their electron in 5p atomic orbital, so they are the best nucleophiles, and the nucleophilicity order is this. On the other hand, the basicity order is the completely opposite. Now we have seen that when the nucleophile will attack on directly on the carbon having the leaving group, and when will attack on the beta hydrogen. Now we have two conditions in elimination reaction also. First one is that before attacking of the our base on the beta hydrogen, this X will leave and generates a carbocation here, similarly in nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this is called even elimination. So before attacking of the base, the X leaves and we get a carbocation at this carbon, and then after generating a carbocation, this base is attacking on the beta hydrogen, and we are these bonds moves here and we get a alkene product. So in this case, the sigma CH, this sigma CH bonds, okay, bonding electrons of the CH bond are donating in the pz atomic orbital of the carbocation. In this case, carbocation formed, and it is first order reaction, similarly like you have studied in SN2 reaction, SN1 reaction, sorry, and it is called even elimination. And here anti and sign both possible. Suppose we have a carbon and a hydrogen here, and we have a pure pz orbital here. So this is our pz or atomic orbital. So it can donate its electron from below side also. And suppose this hydrogen is above, and we have a carbocation pure pz atomic orbital here, it can also donates from above side. So therefore it is the here anti and syn both product possible. On the other hand, the second case is that there is no intimate ion formed, or I can say that there is no formation of the carbocation in that case. In this case, when a base attack on the beta hydrogen and the CH donated in the antibonding of the CX, then only the CX leaves. So in this case, the CH orbital, the sigma CH is donating into the sigma star of the CX. Okay, here also get the same product, alkene product, but here antiplanic periplanar stereo required, and it is called second order reaction, and it is called E2 reaction. Okay, in this case, suppose we have a hydrogen here, and a leaving group above required, because if the leaving group is above side, its anti-bonding is the below side. Okay, this anti-bonding of the CX is here, then only the CH bond donated into the this side. Therefore, the CH and CX must be antiplanar to each other. So in this case only same product as the even reaction get, but there is an antiplanar required, and it is called E2 reaction. I have shown example here. In this case, you see that if we have a separate nucleophile like this, then sulfur will always attack on the center having the leaving group, not the oxygen. So if oxygen is attacking on the this carbon having the bromine, that is not observable, that is not observed anywhere, because the nucleophilicity of the sulfur is very high as compared to oxygen. Now, to summarize all this, we have a substrate electrodeficient. That means our reaction is nucleophilic in reaction. And if we have a leaving group on our nucleophile, that means it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. In nucleophilic substitution reaction, if suppose we have a formation of carbocation in our molecule, then the reaction is called first order reaction. In first order reaction, if we have suppose our nucleophile of 5p type, 4p type, or 3p type, then we get SN1 reaction, and if 2p also, but if there is factors with the 3 factors which I have discussed in back, if they are mentioned, then we get even product. And on the other hand, if suppose there is no formation of carbocation, then the reaction is called second order. And in second order, if we have a nucleophile of 1s type or a 2p type with the 3 factors, which is heat, base, or bulkiness. Okay, if we have a 2p type nucleophile and with the 3 factors, then the nucleophile attack on the beta hydrogen and we get elimination product, and this is called E2 elimination. On the other hand, if the nucleophile is of 5p, 3p, 4p type and 2p type, then it attack on the saturated carbon having the leaving group. In this case, we call it is a substitution reaction, and we call it is a SN2 reaction. So to solve the questions, we first watch why either our substrate will form a carbocation or no carbocation. First thing we have to see whether it will form a carbocation or no carbocation. Then we have to see that our nucleophile will attack directly on the carbon having the leaving group or directly attack on the beta hydrogen. So this is the main thing. So how do we watch that a carbocation is formed or not formed? So this is the stability order of different type of carbocation I have written here. So I will say that the carbocation which is more stable than allylic carbocation always generate a carbocation, and the carbocations formed which are less stable as compared to allylic carbocation, they will never form carbocation and always go with the second order reaction. And the carbocation formed which are more stable as compared to allylic carbocation, they go with the first order reaction. Okay, let's see some examples. In this now we will see some examples based on beta elimination. See, in this example we have a OMS leaving group, therefore it will go with the nucleophilic substitution reaction. And also the carbocation formed, if we see from here after leaving the OMS group, is a secondary carbocation, 2D carbocation, which is not good. Therefore the reaction will go with first order mechanism. Okay, either it can be SN1 or even reaction. Now we see the base is of 2p type and also a base given with the base, therefore that
therefore that means that it will attack on the beta hydrogen only. That means the reaction will go with even mechanism. Now in even mechanism we know that we required anti-periplanar stereo, and I have already written the molecule in anti-periplanar form, and we have H and a Me here. As the our OET base attack on this hydrogen, this bond will move here and this OET leave, and we get a product like this Me and ET here and Me here. So this is our final product of this reaction. Similarly in this reaction also we have a OMS leaving group. That means the reaction is nucleophilic substitution. Also if we the OMS leaves, here is a secondary carbocation. That means the reaction will go with first order reaction, and the base is the nucleophile is of 2p type and also a base given 2p plus factor. Therefore it will always attack on the beta hydrogen, act as a base, and the similarly in this case also even reaction occurs. And also as OET attack on this hydrogen, this bond moves here and OMS leave, and we get a product here HMe MEET. Okay, so this is a G alkene and this is a E alkene, and we only get this particular product from this starting material here, and from this starting material we only get this particular product. Therefore this type of reaction is called diastereo specific reaction, because we are getting very specific product from the reagents. Diastereo specific reaction. Similarly in this example, if we see, we have a OTS group here, which is a very good leaving group. That means it is a SN reaction. And also if we see here, after removing OTS group, we get a 3 degree carbocation here. Therefore the reaction will go with second order. Okay, either it can be SN2 or E2. Now we see the nucleophile here, which is a 2p type and a base given plus factor. Therefore the reaction will go with E2 mechanism. In E2 mechanism we all know that we will generate a carbocation. So Me and Me ET, and there is a carbocation here which is a pure p orbital, and ET Me and this hydrogen. If we rotate this by 180 degree, we will get hydrogen above, carbocation here, and ET Me ET. Okay, if we rotate this molecule, this can be like this, and if a OET attack on this hydrogen, this bond will go there and we get a alkene ET Me ET Me. Also from here, if OET attack on this hydrogen here and this bond moves here, we get different product. So this one is E product and this one is G product. Therefore we are getting the two products from the same molecule. Therefore this type of reaction is called diastereo selective reaction. Diastereo selective reaction. Okay,